Okay, cool. Okay, let's start today's class. So what we're gonna do today is first we will review what we learned last week, and second I will talk about how to use the for loop and how to use a random. And we will write a project for that. So let's begin. So last class we talked about basic data type and variable. So there are three basic data type, which is integer, float point, and string. So our drawing, could you give me one example for each of this data type?
Um,
So what's the example for integer type?
uh,
Oh, sorry, I need a percent. Here we go. So here's some example. So just remember integer is just some number, a real number, but without decimal. So it could be positive, could be negative, could be zero, but it just doesn't have this decimal. And the float point is a number with this decimal. And as you can see, all these numbers have decimal 12.3, 17.8, and even negative 8.9, 0.0, and these are all float point. And the third data type is string. The string is anything in the quote, the letters, could be could be a name, could be a word, could be a single letters, or even a sentence. So if you go to idle, then if you type, so for example, if you say type 6, it will tell you what's the data type of that. As you can see, it's telling me this is integer. And with the decimal, it's telling me it's a float, which is float point. And also, we need a string. So it's telling me it's a string. So give me example for integer type.
um, 23.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's integer. And how about float point?
13.2.
2, yeah, it's float point. And give me a string.
Um, isn't that like the the thing that the program says?
Mm, what do you mean?
Like if you type it in,
The quote?
yeah.
Yes. So anything in the quote is gonna be a string. Okay, now what's the data type of this?
Integer.
So is this in the quote?
Yeah.
Then what's the data type of that?
String.
Yeah, it's a string. So it doesn't matter what's inside the quote as long as it have a quote. It's, it is a string. Always string. And it could be double quote, single quote, double quote, doesn't matter, but it just need to be matched. So if you use double quote, have to be use double quote to end that. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's three basic data type: integer, float point, and a string. And we talk about the string could plus with another string, which the program will combine two strings. So we can say hello, then we use plus sign, have another quote, which is like a three. So this is a string, and this is another string, and you can connect those two with a plus sign. Is output hello Jerry. You just combine these two. But a string uh, can now work with another integer. So this is in the quote, this is string, and this is integer. When you plus these two, it will give me an arrow, and it says this just means you can only do the string to another string, which what we did here. It can now work with integer. So the only way that the string can work with integer is use this star, which is times. So when we say hello, which is string times 5, which is integer. So use a string times the integer, or will print how many times like you type in for this integer. So we say 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Print 5 times. And this only work with integer, it could not be the float point. So if we say times 5.5, it doesn't work. It has to be integer. It's, logically, it also doesn't make sense. You cannot print half word. It just doesn't make sense. So you can use string plus another string or use string to times an integer. So any question?
No.
Cool. Then we talk about variable. So uh, imagine variable is a box and you just put a value into this box. So let's say we have variable called name and we make it equal Jerry. So this is variable. So on the left hand of this equal sign is variable. The right hand is a value that you save into this variable. So this is a box, and this box is called the name, and you put the value which is Jerry into this name. So and right here when we type name, it will print out Jerry. Can you see that? So it's a print out Jerry. I only say the name, which is I calling this variable, and this shows me the value that's saved into this variable. So what's the data type of this?
String.
String. So when we do this, we have a variable equal a value. We call that assignment statement, which is you save the value into a variable. And every time you do the assignment statement, your variable, the type of your variable will equal to the type of value. So this is a type of string. Data type of this is a string. So the data type of this name is also string. If we check that, we say type name, give me a string. So we have another variable called age, and that equal 6. And so what's the type of age?
Oh,
So the type of variable is equal to the type of the value. So what's the data type of this variable?
6.
6 is the value. The data type, we have only 3 data type: integer, float, and string. So what's the data type of 6?
Oh, um, integer.
It's integer. Then what's the data type of age?
Um, integer.
Yeah, it's integer. So it's have same data type. Then what's the value of age?
6.
6. That's good. You got it. So let's try the last one. Total equals 19.99. And what's the type of total?
Oh, flow point.
Float point. And what's the value of total?
19.99.
19.99. Pretty good. So if we right here we say total is equal to 19, and we do again. What's the data type of that?
Um, integer.
Yes, it's integer. And the obviously the total, the value in total is
19.
yes. So as you can see, we have the same variable. It's all called the total. First time we save in 19.99, which is float point, as give us float point. And the second time we change this to 19, is give us integer. And the value in this variable has been changed. So every time you see this two line, every time you assign a value to a variable, so every time you do this, it will delete the old one and add in the new one. So is that clear?
Yeah.
So good. So let's say we have x equal to 9 and y equal to 10, and we say z is equal to x plus y. So on the left hand of equal sign is variable. The right hand, these are also variable, but it's because right hand is using the value of this variable. So on the right hand, they actually do 9 plus 10, and save that value, which is 19, into the z. So if we do z, it will give 19. So you can use the value that's saved in the variable for those um, mass and something. So is that clear?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's assignment. But we have variable equal to value, and so what's the data type of this? What's the data type of name?
String.
String. What's the data type of total?
Flow point.
Float point. Then what's the data type of price?
Um,
It's a kind of tricky one.
integer.
Let's find out. So this should be total. So divided by item. So what's the data type of total? Right? I can make it
Oh, it's
easy.
flow point.
So total is float point, item is float point, and price is float point. Then what's a result? What's a value for this price?
Um, 29.99.
Oh, this is a device. This is not plus, it's device.
Oh, um, wait, what is it?
Device, division,
Oh, um, 2.
1.00, and we have total equal to 19.99, and we have price equal to total divided by items, and says give me 1.998999, which is makes sense. It's you use this divided by 10, so it's 1.999 and go on. But that's a math. But you did great. You know this is double, and you must do that. Okay, so move on. So variable, there are some rules for variable, which is very simple. So you can only include number, letters, and underscore. So there's and you no no special characters and only you can now begin with number. There's no space between the variable and no keywords. So let's try that. So what it means is, so you can have a letter, which is what we did before name. You can have underscore, and you can have number, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the name underscore 1, 2, 3, and you give a value. Say hi. Works. It doesn't give me any error. And so when you say when you start with number, go 1, 2, 3 underscore name equals to hi. Give you syntax error, which means this part is wrong. It's highlighted and it's invalid because it start with number. And no special characters such as $sign, percent, and this special characters and so on. So if you do that with name and you equal something, it also give you syntax error. It says invalid syntax. So just make sure when you make variables, don't make that too fancy. Just make it more meaningful. Is that good?
Yeah.
So here's a valid one. So number 1. So letters, number, letters, underscore. You can start with underscore, and you can have uppercase, but you cannot. So right here is the invalid, which means these are wrong. The right side are wrong. So you cannot start with number, cannot start with number. You cannot have special character and no white space. That's some rules for a variable. And if you have a variable which have two words, so for example, my name. So right here we have two words, and there are two ways you can do that. First, you make the start the second word, you make it uppercase, the first letter uppercase. Or you can do underscore to connect these two words. And this is allowed in the Python. So there are two ways to make variable. So any question?
No.
Okay. So what's the three basic data type?
Flow point, string, and integer.
Flow point, string, integer. Nice. So I do this. I do high plus 5. Is this allowed in Python? The high
Um,
plus 5?
yes. No, no.
No. So string only works with, you can only use plus sign. Wait, so string, you can only plus another string. So same data type. You can only plus with another string, bind to string. So is this gonna work? Is this line gonna work? So
Um,
high times 5.
yes. I think.
Yes, it will print 5 times of this string. Okay, cool. That's it. And the next one, we talk about if statement. If then you have some conditions which you will check, and if this condition is true, it will run this statement. If this condition is false, it will run the statement after the else. So this is statement the run if conditions is true, which is yes, and will run if condition is false. So here's the example. So I have a age. Then if my age is 19, which line will run? Let's do this. If 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 the age is 19, if the age is 16, which line will run? The line
Um,
1 or line 2?
line one.
Line 1. So so age, if my age is 16, age less than 18, is that true or false?
Um, wait, what?
So if I have a age equal to 16, so what's the data type of this age?
Integer.
Integer. So you can com compare integer with another integer, which is 16 less than 18. Is it true or false? Is it yes or no?
Uh, true.
True. And if it's true, which line will run?
Um, you cannot drink.
Yes. So if it's true, it will execute, it will run the line right next to that, right after that. So if it's 21, is it 21 less than 18, true or false?
False.
False. Then which line will run?
Line number two.
Number 2. So it will, if it's false, so this is condition right here. This is conditions. So if this condition is false, it will run the code after else. So as you can see, it's indents, so that's mean this line is in this, it's kind of in this else block. So if I paste a couple of times and indent them. So else, so if it's 21, it's false, then it will print all this. Like it will print you can drink 3 times. It will print everything that's indent after else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the eighth statement we talked about last time. Uh, yeah, we can practice later. So today we will talk about for loop. So the for loop is so you can make a new file. The I will call that today's date is 6/3. Okay, so the for loop. Here's the syntax for loop. So we have a for, then we have some variable, then we have a in, then we use a range function. So let's say we have a for I in range 6. So print hello, and we save, then we run this. So as you can see, here's my code. So as you can, let me make it bigger. So as you can see, this print hello 6 times, and what it does is increasing this I every time. So if we print I, we also print I around this. See this increase. So the I start from 0 and increase 1 each time until it's less than 6. So what this for loop, what this line is checking is this I less than this number? So if we do range 10, we do range 10, it will run 10, 10 times, and the number is counting start from 0 to 9. Uh, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can try this. So the first line is just help you, as the first line just automatically count how many times you want. Like you want a part of code, let's say this line run 5 times, and we say I in range 5. Then this line will, everything after that will run 5 times. So let's say we have a print hello, we print I, uh, we print as the all these are indent, these are in the for loop, and all these three will print 5 times. So if we run this, this is one part, hello, then I0, then test, then it's print hello again, I1, then test. So it's keep going. So all these three parts print 5 times. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some example. I think that's fine. There's someone else here? No. Okay, so it's a for I in range, and we print. So if you want to do 5 times, just change this to 5. If you want to 10 times, just change this to 10. But just remember, it's actually counting from 0 until the one less number than what you type in. So if you type in 10, it's counting from 0 to 9. If you want counting 11, it's count from 0 to 10. 11 times, but it start from 0. So what if we want to start from 1? One way we can do is in this parenthesis after range. So range is function. After this parenthesis, you can tell where you want to start, where you want to end. So if we run this method, you can see it start from 1, but still one number less than the end. So it's run 10 times from 1 to 11. It's 10 times. So if I do 21, how many times will this print? Alright.
Yeah.
So if I do range 1, 21, then how many times will this I be print?
Um, 11.
This is 21. Probably it's just too big for you. 11. 1 to I start from 1 and 11. How many times will this print?
11.
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's print 10 times because you start from 1, but it's not including 11. As you can see, it stop at 10. So because it's actually checking if I is greater than 11, or sorry, less than 11. So when I is 11, is not less than 11, is equal than 11. But so when it's 10, it will run. When it's 11, it will exit this for loop. So 1 to 6, how many times will this run?
5.
5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 21, how many times will this run?
20.
20. It's 1 to 20. That's 20 times. So if I don't have where they start, how many times will this run?
Um, Wait, what?
So
Oh, 20, 21.
21. And it start from 0. Also end at 20, but it start from 0. So if I do from 3 to 6, oops, how many times will this run?
Uh, 2.
Try again.
Oh, 5. I mean,
Start from 3.
4.
So it start from 3, but when will this end?
5.
5. 3, 4, 5. How many times?
6.
No, 3, 4, 5. How many times? That's how many times?
Oh, 3.
Yes. It is 3, 4, 5, 3 times. But you can do easy math, just 6 minus 3. That's how many times this will run. So if I do from 6 to 21, how many times will this run?
Um, 14.
So use this to subtract 6.
Oh, 15.
15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times, not including 21, but start from 6. Okay, so that's two things, and also uh, you won't use them all the time, but it's just good to know. So if I start from 1 and 10, and the third, let's see, as you can see, it's separate by this comma, and third argument is 2, which is it could be any number, but this means the step. What the step mean is, see, it start from 1 and add step 2 each time, so it's become
Oh,
3. Then 3 add 2 each time become 4, add 2, 7, add 2, 9. And when it's 9 add 2 again, it's become 11. 11 is greater than 10, is not gonna work. So it's just terminate, stop at 9. That make sense?
yeah.
So just, so let's say 1, 2, 5. So how many times this high will be print?
4.
You got it. PRINT. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 times. And how many times will high will be print?
5.
5 times. So the time you use for loop is you know how many times you want a block of code run. For example, you have a game that you want user only guessing a number for 5 times, and that's the time you use a for loop. And we will do that project today. So it's a for, and the next one we will talk about random. So we will import a module. So when we do the Python, there's some library of Python like on the internet, and you can use the things you can use the method, the functions they write to help you code faster. So the one we will talk about is the random. So first we will import random method. It's just simply we say import random. So and with this module, we can use the function random int. So we just copy this, for example. So 5 times from this random, we got random integer from 1 to 10. So if we run this module, as you can see, it's give me a random number. Uh, I didn't say what's number I want, just from 1 to 10, and it just give me random number. And it's include both start and end. So when you run this code, what Python do is first is import random, which is the Python go to the website to get everything in this package. This random is actually the package. Then when you use them, you say the package name, and you stall to access the function inside that. So you can see this as a bag, and you take this bag, then you stall, you open the bag, or you just enter password to open this bag, and you can use the thing that's in this bag. Right here we use random int, so it will give you random integer, and you tell what's the range of this integer. So it's from 1 to 10, any random number from 1 to 10. We can also say 100. Let's print more. So we will print, so this line will print 10 times. Is a print random number from 1 to 100. If we run this, as you can see, it's give me, it's print 10 times, and this all different numbers, all random number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now we will write a program called the guessing game. So let me, so what we're gonna do is first we say we get random integer using random random int, and I want number from 1 to 100. First one. Then we get user input. So the user will guess the number, guess what this random number is, and the user have uh 10 times to do that. And if so we call this user input, we just call the user, you can call this everything. So it's user, you can call this user guess or guess number, and then just make it meaningful. We do that 10 times. So uh if guess is greater than uh random number, then we will say, we will print the number you guess is bigger or larger, and else if number you guess is less than random number, and you will say uh the number you guess is smaller, and else, which means print you as a right number and plus, that's fine, and break. So you will get a random number by using this integer as what we show here from 1 to 100, and you will get user's input, and the user will guess 10 times, and if guess is greater than this, you print. If the number that's user guess is greater than the random number, you will say the number you guess is bigger. Else if is less than the random number, you will say it's smaller. And else there's only one thing left, which is you get the user guess the correct number, the right number. So we will print you get the right number, then we will break. That's a program you will write. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So you can present your screen, and so what I type in is just give you an idea. It's not actually the code. So based on this, write a program, and you can present your screen, and I can see that while you coding. I gonna
Wait, I forgot what to type.
so so you will have a so you can keep that as 10 times. So first you will get a random number before you goes into the for loop. So so after import random, actually, so are you able to see my screen at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. I just leave my palm here. Okay. So right here, first we will get random integer using this random. So in this for loop, every code inside that will run, it will execute each time, but we just want one random number. So we don't want to right here, we will do before we goes into the for loop. So then we will get the value by using this function. So random.random int will give me a random number, then in the variable. So this is the random number you get. What's a variable you think it should be?
Um. Wait, what was the question? Is there a question?
Yeah, so you see this equal sign, so we need a variable equal to a value. This give you a value. What's a variable you want to call that?
Um.
So what is this value? We can actually call this everything. Like,
Rice.
give some meaningful one. Uh, uh, random. Yeah, if you want to call this rice, like this.
Not price.
Our price. Yes,
Yeah.
fine. But just remember this one is just it's just a box that help you to save the value.
Yeah.
So every time this change, it's just use the same name, but the value is just different. So right here so we got the first step, get random number using the random int. So we got this, we make it right. Then we will get user input. So do you think we need to get user input one time or we need to get user input every time, like 10 times, more than 10 times?
Um, one time.
So so let's do this. So I'm thinking a number between 1 to 100 right now. And you guess this. You just give me a guess.
99.
It's larger.
100.
The number you guess is larger. So you need to guess a smaller one.
Oh, 50.
Mm, it's still larger. Give me a smaller one.
1.
Give me a bigger one.
20.
Bigger.
30.
Bigger one.
40.
Bigger.
45.
Yeah, that's a number. So the 45 is a number, and you guess 7 times, right?
Yeah.
So do you think we need to get user input one time, or it should guess more than one time?
More than one time.
Then it should in the for loop or outside the for loop.
Um, wait, what?
Should this in the after your for I in range 10 or before
After.
after? That's right. And we need an indent. So after that, we have that. So we got user input. So how to get input? So to get input, we will have input, and inside is just as a number. So when you run this one, it will print out this question, like guess a number, and it will get the user input, and then we need to save this value into a variable and give a name for this variable.
Um,
Well, what are you typing?
dialogue.
Dialog, okay. So dialog equal to input guess number. And do you remember what the data type will give you when you use the input? We
Um,
we have this problem
oh,
last time.
string.
String, yeah. So just keep that in mind. We will change this later. So we got user input, that's done. We got time times, that's done. That's what this for loop do. Now we need this if statement. So how you start if statement? What's the syntax for if statement?
Wait, what?
So right here we need to do this if statement. So how you begin? What's the
Um,
yes, if. Then what's your first condition? Dialogue, right? So sync a number between 1 to 100. So you got a number, just sync a number. And is the number you're syncing is 50?
what?
So sync a number between 1
Yeah.
to 100, okay? So is the number you think is 50?
Yeah.
Then try again. Try the other number. Sync a number.
Okay.
Is it 50?
No.
Uh, should this be larger or smaller?
Smaller.
It should be smaller. So when I give you answer, which is your dialogue, and you have some number in your mind, which is the price, and how you compare these two. So before you tell me it's smaller, how did you compare these two numbers?
Um, I'm looking for the button. Oh, found it.
Yes. If dialogue greater than.
Mm, oh,
Okay. So let's fix this one. So you have dialogue greater than I equal, is that parenthesis? Too
yeah.
big. Okay. So this is what you have. So first, so this is what I guess. And which one is the number you think? I mean, which one is represents the random number?
Oh, price.
There we go. First thing. And the syntax for loop is this. So you have if, you have some condition. So you have if, you have condition, then you need this semicolon. So in the semicolon right here,
Oh,
and we enter, So this is what we have. And when you enter, you see this indent. From here, it's give you 4 space. So that's start here. It's your statement. The statement that will run if condition is true. So what you want to do here is you want print is too big. So actually we will use the function print to show that
Oh,
it's too big. Right? Then what's the data type of this?
um, integer,
What's the data type that's input will return?
integer.
You yeah, the user input an integer, but
Oh,
the
string.
string. So string compared to, so what's the data type of price?
Um, integer.
Integer. So you use a string to compare with integer, which is not allowed. So what
Oh,
you're gonna do is you will make this string into integer, which is just simply typing int and use a parenthesis to cover this variable. So, okay, so move on. We have else if, elif, which is else if. So you have second condition. So start from here, try to finish that. Okay, that's else if. Then if, so you check is a number greater than that. You check is a number less than that. Then what's left? hmm Uh, else doesn't take any condition. See, you check is a greater, you check is a less, then whatever left is going to be equal. So you don't need any condition. You don't need any condition for else
Oh,
because whatever left is whatever left. So, and I want you to show what the random number is. So number is, how you finish this
oh,
to print out. After that, just type in break, and we will talk about this next class. Okay. So as you can see, you have good job to see. No. Wait.
Oh,
Try again. Here we go. You see, it prints out good job. The number is a price. It doesn't give me the number.
oh,
So which variable holding your random number? So what you're gonna do is have a plus after this string. hmm So which variable is holding your random number? Price. Is there any problem?
no.
No, I mean, is there any problem with your code? Now run your code, run again. It's 10 times, so it's actually. And let's run again, try again. You see what happened?
Um,
See what's the last line say? Can only do the string to string. So
oh,
so what's the data type of this? The part
string.
I what's the data type of your price?
Uh, integer.
So you cannot use plus sign for string and integer. So what you can do is just make this into a string, just like what we do for this int diagonal. So we just say str, which means short of string, which is short of string. Then we use parentheses to cover this price. Just careful when you use these variables. It's just make sure you know what's the data type of them.
Okay.
And the price diagram. So let's say if you give this code to other guy, when they read that, they probably will understand what this program do, but when they see this variable, it's not very meaningful. For example, this could be uh the random number, and this one could be user guess. So if you make meaningful variable, then when someone else read your code, they will understand directly what this program do. So next time, try meaningful variables.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to show you is the reason why we use variable. Let's if we don't say if we don't use this, and we just let's say if I think a number which is 49, 49, and string 49, right? If I run this, it still works. Just keep guessing number until I say 49. It will say good job. The number is 49. So if I want another number, I will do I will change each of them, and each of them have to be the same number. And right here we just have a how much 20, maybe 20 lines. If we have 100,000 lines of code and you change each of them, it's very easy to make mistake. So that's why we need a variable to represent all of these numbers. And we just change this. So all this have the same name, called the number. And if I want to change the value of that, I just need to change this one. Passing random number, random number, random number. I say 60. So that's why we use variable. It's just faster, easier to make sure you make less mistake. So, and right here we just use random number to instead of this 60. All right, any question?
No.
Cool. Fernando, are you there? Fernando? No. I think that's the class today. So you can find some project online. Let me say, you want some homework?
What?
Do you want some homework?
Sure.
Let's say that. Search is simple. You can try this one. A loop here is exactly divisible by 4 for century year, and by 00, the century year is a loop year only if the. That's fine, you don't have to do that. But just if you want, just go online, find some programming example, try to solve some problems, and that's the best way to help you to improve your skill.
Okay.
All right, that's class. And stop. If you have any question, you can ask. If not, I think you can leave.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Jerry.
Yeah, you can stop recording. I think.
Yeah, I'll stop recording.
All right. See you Friday.
Yes, yeah.
Bye.